green jerseys against the headliners in pink. Here they go, taking the field. Well, congratulations, Premier Rugby Sevens. This is a historic moment.
Gareth, I'm getting chills right now just watching them run out. It's so exciting,
I got you.
So emotional, it's electric.
Obviously, we've seen Rugby Sevens in the Olympics. Both Canada and US have done well. Here's the Loggerheads team. Said they need to do the simple things well off the top, but lots of talent, lots of pace. The captain, Izzy Cirillo, will be in the middle. And there are the headliners in the striking pink and yellow. We think they're the best unis so far. We'll have to see the next one's coming up. But number 7, Naya Tapper, a force to be reckoned with, not only in the USA Eagles jersey on the world and Olympic stage, but here at Premier Rugby Sevens.
Now Izzy Cirillo, she's a dual Brazilian and American citizen. Excited to take the pitch. You're looking at Kayla Canet here on your screen, who just came from the Olympics.
There we go. Kickoff isn't gathered. It bounces wickedly back. Tapper bobbles it for a moment.
We have a knock too. Captain, option. Line up.
You hear the referee saying there's an option because it was knocked forward. So that will give Captain Cirillo a chance to throw in at the lineout. She's going to use the sort of traditional scrum half pass, which is interesting. 3-person lineout. They're lifting, and they do lift Tomasin, but doesn't gather it.
Advantage on the knock.
Advantage being played to green here because it was knocked forward by pink, and they're going to use the advantage.
Over.
You heard the referee say advantage over, and then it was lost. So regrouping are the headliners. And again, that one goes into touch. A nervous start from both teams.
Yes, definitely a lot of nerves here. And what both teams need to do, and they need to rely on their veterans for this, they have set pieces right here. You see another lineup taking place. Let's use the physicality. Let's use these bigger players to actually crash the ball, make these headliners make that tackle, and then we can start to spread the field and move the ball a little bit more.
They look to the front. Again, movement from Tomasin. This time it's caught. This time it's away. Out to the midfield. Good step outside, the one-handed pass.
Backwards!
It's lost from Pao. Does get it back. Good recycling there and good support from her teammates in the green. Coming on the short line was Tomasin, but she didn't get the ball, and it spilled. So off go the headliners. And they make some news here to get the first try ever around the outside, but brought down quickly. Good regrouping from them, and lots of line speed up the middle by the Loggerheads. You see them taking away that space. Defend. Great work from Kristen Thomas. The first try ever in PR7s rugby goes to Kristen Thomas of the headliners.
And if you take a look there at this replay, the reason that Kristen Thomas, again, returning from the Olympics, the reason that she was able to make that break so cleanly is not just because of her experience and talent that has brought her onto the top level, but earlier you saw KJ Johnson stretch the field wide. She took it to the sideline, tried to test the defense. While she didn't really make the break, the headliners were able to set up from that tackle and just move the ball, right? The first few games of the day are going to be all about setting the pace by staying composed and staying calm.
Staying calm indeed. 7-minute halves here. Just coming up to 3 minutes played. And the restart will be a drop kick. Trying to hang that high so her teammates can get under it. It's perfectly weighted.
Backwards.
Competition in the air. After the bounce, it does go to the headliners. So they will strike the attack again. Going the same direction. Good decision from Johnson there not to force the pass and just regroup. And they've recycled that ball. Naya Tapper, so hungry, so strong, steps out of one tackle, the jersey grab, she's 10 meters out, finally knocked down 5 meters from the Loggerheads line. Simple hands will get it done. Bobbled momentarily in the corner. Great team play, every player on the headliners touched it, and it's our Olympian Kristen Thomas getting her second try.
Gareth, you talk about the team play there. First of all, phenomenal kickoff from Alina Olsen. Nice high and 10 ball that allowed their team to go up and compete, win that ball back, and again, just playing simple rugby. Their coach, Andrew Locke, really stressing their captain's run yesterday. Let's play the simple ball. These teams have not been playing together for a very long time. it's been a challenge to get to build that team dynamic in just these 5 days that they've had. You saw Naya Tapper directing to swing the ball, actually not her way, but she received that ball. She was very hard and physical up the front, as you would expect Tapper to do. You've seen it so many times on the 7 series, and then a very easy finish by Chris Thomas. We'll see what they do here and try and win this ball again on the contest.
So that was textbook, just how they drew it up in the hotel and the team room. Can they do it again? The kick is perfect again. This time, the Loggerheads securely grab it. But they're going to be penalized on the ground for just holding on. Once their tackle is completed, they have to release or place that ball.
Oh, and that's just unlucky there. And now the Loggerheads, what they need to do to actually get some possession on this ball is they need to challenge this set piece first of all in the scrum. They need to be physical in the breakdown to be able to turn that ball over, because they frankly haven't had any possession.
Yeah, so even though it's a penalty awarded to them for the infringement on the ground, they're going to take the scrum. That ties in the 3 green jerseys. They have to come and compete at scrum time, which basically means it's most of the rugby field with the 3 headliners, speedsters, trying to find some space. Although the ball spilled at the base of the scrum, so they won't get that opportunity. Good pressure there from Izzy Cirillo. And she's won the penalty for her team. Really pesky play, just like in 15. Sometimes you need that person who's just making life difficult.
Look, when you're a scrum half in 7s, and that's the person that's putting the ball into the scrum here, we'll see it again in just a second. When you are the attacking scrum half, you are under tremendous pressure from that defending scrum half, and Cirillo just so experienced. Nikki Kenyon on the headliners is such an experienced scrum half, but Cirillo just really putting that pressure on and now turning the ball over for her team.
They too have chosen the scrum. Really not much to show in attack terms for the Loggerheads. Can they build something here? Cirillo gets that one despite the leg almost knocking out of her hand. Good loop around. Excellent support play. So off goes the Loggerheads. Their men won earlier in the first match. This one's been stolen. Guess who? Look at the pace. Look at the athleticism. So strong, so big. Well, that breakdown's been a real problem for the Loggerheads. Meant they've had to defend for long periods. But how about that work at the breakdown?
And just unlucky there by the headliners. But let's go back to that breakdown, as you just said, Gareth. Now, Emily Bidewell, who is directing the Women's Sevens High Performance Program, she was talking yesterday about how all 4 teams need to be so aggressive in the breakdown here. Now, Naya Tapper, we didn't see it in this replay here, but she won that poach right there off the tackle. And again, when you're on attack, you have to protect that ball. You have to have that quick support as soon as the ball carrier gets tackled, or else you're going to turn over that ball. Great job on the Loggerheads to try and get this ball back.
So the final seconds of this first half, the headliners up by 2 tries. The Loggerheads looking for their first try. That's better pass, better width from the women in green. And that one goes over the top. The stumbled defender. Great fend. Can she stay on the field? No is the answer. Sammy Sullivan with a beautiful right-hand fend, but I think she's put her foot in touch. And there you go. It is. That will do it for the first half. So a great last action from the Loggerheads. But this one is all about the headliners right now here in Memphis. 12 points to 0. Welcome back to Memphis and Premier Rugby Sevens. It's women's action here. The headliners are up 12 points to 0 over the Loggerheads. Action-packed first half. A really historic match here, but probably the Loggerheads guilty of not doing some of the basics well.
Yeah, the headliners really took advantage of their nerves, right? The Loggerheads' nerves. But I think what I really want to see from the Loggerheads is using Steph Rovetti more. She's playing center for them right now. She has been dynamic in trying to break the line. Now the Loggerheads just need to make sure that they can maintain possession, and we'll see that right here as the kick did not go 10.
Yeah, that needs to go to the dotted line, the restart drop kick. So a bit of an opening the headliners provide here. The captain will be on the ball. This will be a set-piece move. They've been working on it all week. There's the late drop, but immediately tackled. Good discipline from the headliners. Yeah, Loggerheads just perhaps guilty of just playing one out ball at the moment, not offloading. And a fair contest at the ground there. So you saw on her feet was Alina Olsen, and she's stolen that ball because she was supporting her own weight. Good steal from her for the women in pink.
Backwards.
Ball's gone backwards, said the referee, so no knock-on called. But the headliners are also going backwards. Very hard to defend at this stage. Penalty to the Loggerheads.
And that was just great physicality. We talked about how aggressive you need to be in the breakdown. Cerullo really taking the team by leading example here. And let's see if we can get it out cleanly here.
Well, there's space there. Does it get the hand? The left hand comes out. And I think it's going to be Jazz Gray, is it?
Yes, Jazz Gray, former Raleigh Venom player who is now out at the Olympic Training Center, or the Elite Athlete Training Center, excuse me, in Chula Vista. Has been part of the Sevens pool for a year or two now, and really probably one of the easier tries for her to score.
Yeah, she had the pace, and she had the space, interestingly enough. She's just come off 2 World Series stops in the Fast Four competition.
And really, that try just came from putting some pressure on the headliners. They weren't able to have clean handling. Ball hit the deck, and then they were able to make a positive tackle, right? They were able to drive the headliners back a little bit, which is what enabled Captain Cerullo to be able to contest for that ball on the breakdown, win the penalty, and then they went quickly, and the headliners were on the back foot, and it was easy, and just set up for an easy try for Jazz Gray.
Loggerhead coaches Ross Chown and Tiff Fane will be very happy with the start of this second half for their team. They're back in this one, only 1 converted try, the difference. The headliners in pink. Again, their skills letting them down momentarily. Good recycle.
Backwards.
Looking for the space. Just good width there. The right hand comes out, but the feet go into touch. A little bit of inexperience there.
Yeah, and you're looking at the headliners trying to move the ball, and you can tell that they just want to get it wide, right? Maybe you can see that there's a huge size advantage for the Loggerheads here, and so they're trying to spin it. But if you actually look at how steep they set up, they're actually setting up a little shallow, which is making it harder for them to face the pressure that the Loggerheads is giving them.
Referee wanting that Loggerhead line out to come in a bit quicker and set up. They like to arrive late. There's the scrum half pass that isn't straight. That's why the referee puts his arm out. The ball must go down the middle of the lineup.
And again here, just another opportunity for the Loggerheads. Now, when you're looking at this line out here, Cerullo is using the scrum half pass, which Gareth, you mentioned earlier in the game, is a little bit atypical. Typically you are doing an overhead throw. There's nothing wrong with the scrum half throw, but because she is setting that pass backwards, it's actually letting the ball go not straight towards her team, which puts them at a disadvantage.
Crouch.
Well, and we're in a historic match here today. We're really harkening back way back to Oxford University and Mr. Dawkins, the first American to use the overhead
There you go.
spiral or torpedo pass, as it's called in England. Kind of revolutionized the game. Maybe she needs to look at that old footage. But off they go. The Loggerheads, they stretch it wide. Now they're coming all the way back. Spilled but regathered. But it's just gone forward. Gray just looking for something, maybe trying to do a little too much there.
Yeah, great. I mean, Jazz Gray is one of the fastest players here, and you can tell she was just looking for that hole to exploit and just take off. And unfortunately, we're just going a little bit too horizontal there. But again, if you are a Loggerhead, player playing off of Gray, you know that she wants to try and get someone to play off of her as well. So instead of just hanging back, let's see if we can strike off of her, give her that support so you guys can get that vertical game and strike forward.
Fine.
In the game is Emily Wessel putting the ball in the scrum.
Very proud to see Emily Wessel here as a former teammate of mine who plays for Nova. And this is her first big sevens experience here, just coming back from her first sevens camp out at the training center. Great to see her here.
Well, she does well there. She picks it up, rounds the corner. First pass doesn't quite go to hand. Well, this is the beauty of this competition. Again, these women being paid to be part of the inaugural Premier Rugby Sevens. There's future Olympians, there's current Olympians, there's world rugby stars here. We mentioned Jazz Gray has just been up as part of the World Series. The Fast Four competition had Great Britain, Canada, US, and Mexico playing in Edmonton and Vancouver last month, sorry. Great action there. So many opportunities for women in the game now. The underhand throw works this time. Possession for the Loggerheads. They look to the middle. Nothing there. Regrouping is Ravetti.
Just unlucky there. You can see the handling is just being tested right now. And really, I don't think it's either team is particularly flying up on defense and giving them that pressure. Each team is kind of making it a lot harder on themselves.
Yeah.
So, you know, even though this is a pretty wide field, I think these teams need to think about taking a step in just so that we can, you know, they can build that confidence, receive the ball cleanly to be able to move it, and then they can start to work the width a little bit more.
We've got a minute 30 left to play.
Yeah, these teams coming together. And you heard the referee, a minute 30. We're showing a little bit less than that, but that is an eternity in sevens.
Time back on.
The headliners have the ball. They'll want to run that clock down, and the Loggerheads need to get their hands on it.
Set.
Loggerheads need a converted try to tie this one up. Well, risky pass there. The bounce does pop up. Good decision there just to regroup. Again, we're into our final minute. So the women in pink with the lead, and they have the penalty. Quick tap, which is perhaps not best advised, looking for the result, but maybe they just want more tries. Tackle player is not held, so you can roll forward.
Again, all the headliners need to do here is just take it up the middle, keep that ball, protect the ball in contact, because as you see, time has run out here, and all they need to do is just maintain that ball and then be able to kick it out here.
And they will put the boot to it, kick it off the field, and that'll do it, full time. The first ever Premier Rugby Sevens match is won by the headliners. The women in pink are tired, but they will celebrate their victory over the Loggerheads. Great start to the tournament. We'll be back for lots more action here in Memphis.